everybody, I'm back. Sorry for the wait. So much happened this week. Aunt Flo came, sorry to my male viewers, and then I had to schedule excursions by myself. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, I'll be in Iceland in July. I'm super excited and I can't wait to go. This is one of my bucket list places to go. And if you can't tell, I am currently not at my house. I am at my mom's house. My schedule is just very weird right now. Anyway, we're back at it again with Scooby-Doo Next Generation. Since Daphne and Fred have been paired together, I figured I'd do the same for Fred and Daphne's spiritual successor. But before we do that, you already know we gotta talk about HBO's Velma's Daphne and Fred and their designs. But first, a walk down memory lane, if you will. I actually hated Daphne and couldn't give two shits about Fred when I was a kid, but I blame that on being too young and not enjoying the weird jokes Fred made, or the fact Daphne was just a female version of Shaggy when it came to getting involved with the monsters. But over the years, I've come to really like them. I think 2002 Daphne is probably my favorite version of her. I really liked the idea that Daphne can kick ass. I don't know why, I just really do. And I like that other adaptations have included that. However, I think HBO's Velma took it a bit too far. Like, Daphne being into danger is a fun idea, but something about HBO's Velma is just hard to watch. Like, her selling drugs, pulling knives on her friends because they were mean to Velma when she does the same thing, and fighting just to fight. Like, what? Also, I know I've said in the past that I don't like the ultra happy character, but Jesus, no one is nice at all in this show, and it makes it so hard to believe any of these people could be friends or have a reason to stay friends. Like, Velma and Daphne were friends when they were little, yet they have so much hate for each other that even their supposed romance is borderline toxic. You know what? No, it is toxic. But also, like, isn't the point of the mean popular girl is that she's also fake nice to make people think she's nice? But in reality, she's talking mad shit about you behind your back. Yet, Daphne's mean 24/7. Like, she's not nice to anybody, and I don't get how that makes her popular. But don't get me wrong, I don't mind a little sass from Daphne. In fact, I'd like her to have her off moments, but HBO Daphne is the second meanest person in the show. Take a guess who's first. Anyway, let's talk about her design now. It's not bad, it's just too old looking. Like, compared to the other popular girls, Daphne is the odd one out. She looks like she's trying to do the schoolgirl look, but it's just not working. Like, out of all of Daphne's outfits over the years, this is probably my least favorite outfit. Like, there's a lot of ways to redesign Daphne's look. I mean, 70s aesthetic is still pretty popular, so I don't get how they couldn't have changed the whole thing. Like, it still could have been purple. Though I will say the concept art, though very cute, probably could have been more 70s-ified by making her shorts bell bottoms and made the crop top purple with a green scarf style, because for some reason that style always looks good animated. Though I like that the jacket is referencing when Daphne was a reporter. It's funny how a lot of rebooted Scooby-Doos don't include that for some reason. Also, really love the shoes. Crazy that they didn't use them because Daphne's bowling shoes are just a big no. Also, this is just a me thing, but I seriously hate the way they designed Daphne's hair. Like, it looks stiff as hell, like rock solid. Or like those fake rubber wigs. It's not, I know it's the style of the show, but for some reason it's just her specific hairstyle that bugs me. Anyway, this Daphne was a true nightmare of what different personalities from different Daphnes could make, and I'm not for it. So let's move on and meet Daphne's spiritual successor. Meet Arya Duffy, Daphne's spiritual successor. Her major is computer information systems. She's a coder, and that's the major that offers a lot of coding. She's currently gunning to join the robotics club at school. She's basically obsessed with anything robotic and loves to tinker with basically anything. She plans to apply to the FBI when she graduates and refuses to give the reason why, though I think a fun gag of her lying for reasons would be kind of cool to see if this was ever a show. She also boxes for fun. Pretty much all but Ethan do sports in some way. She is Velma level smart, but tech-based only. So a lot of the time, Ethan and Arya team up to figure things out. She is also the trap maker of the group, though they're less outlandish than Fred's used to be. Like, less MacGyver and more accurate. And though her appearance seems scary, she's actually a very happy person, just not overly sweet. She's not like these characters. Anyway, for her design, I decided to make her mixed. Her father is 100% Irish, and similar to Pinkie Pie and Applejack, it's not 100% confirmed if she and Daphne are related. Plus, if anyone ever watched the movies, Daphne's family was primarily from those areas, and I wanted to keep some connection to OG Daphne, besides the color coding. And I added freckles. I think they're cute. She does not have an accent, but does like to mimic her dad sometimes, since he leaves the funniest voicemails for her. Anyway, for her hair, I was going to do a side braid with natural curls, but Bantu knots, and I really hope I said that right, were so much cooler looking. Like, they're so pretty, and I love how versatile the style can be. Plus, I really like how they kind of look like flower buds from far away, you know? Anyway, I seriously hope I did this style correctly. This was my first time drawing a hairstyle like this, but I really wanted to try. Like, I'm always trying to update my hairstyle list because it gets really boring repeating the same hairstyles over and over and over again. Plus, it's really good practice to know how to do these hairstyles, but I really hope I did my best for my first attempt. Anyway, her hair is ombre with a violet tone and reddish brown roots. Her edges are swirled, though I think I want to try again because I know I can do better. I'm still practicing edges, so I'm going to try and figure out if I can do something different. Anyway, her makeup is Daphne's OG colors, just neon. I really loved the episode in Mystery Incorporated when Daphne went goth, and I never got over it and always wished that sometime in the future there would be a goth Daphne again. Hence why I went that direction with Arya, though I also love goth fashion, so win-win for me. I put her in a pleather sweetheart neckline crop top with a pleather pencil skirt with a slit down the side with silver stitches. Her belt is just those pointless chain belts for style, so a neon belt with silver chains. I also put her in a mesh undershirt with rips in it. I have one, and it's the most pointless thing I own, but I love it so much. It makes everything I wear so much cooler. And then a super cute crop top flannel top. I went super hard with the purple and green because even though Daphne was super preppy, her colors were literally villain colors, which works really well for a goth girl who likes a little color. As for shoes, I was gonna do knee-length platforms but liked the idea of thigh-high heels instead. And yes, she can run in them. People keep saying it's hard, but honestly, I wore heels every day in high school and ran all the time in the parking lot. Though I was late a lot, so I had a lot of practice. Anyway, I did make her plus sized. I mostly based her around my roommate. She's bigger than me, but she works out like crazy and has been ever since college. She's 6'2" and comes from a pretty tall and big family. Like, I'm 5'1", so you can imagine the difference. So Arya is secretly very strong compared to everyone else. As for accessories, as you can see, I'm not going like super hard with accessories. So just simple silver top earrings, a simple choker with a silver ring, you know. And then I did decide to add longer nails later on in the video, mostly because I was like, she needs nails. Anyway, Arya is probably my funnest character to think about. She has a lot of potential for really dry jokes and really funny character interactions. Oh, also both Arya and Fred's spiritual successor have had classes with Hazel in high school. She's the main reason all four are friends. And what's funny is they had no idea about each other. So like Hazel would interact with all three of them without the other three even knowing that the others even existed. So when Hazel suggests the cross-country road trip to their college, they're all surprised when others show up. Which I also did figure out how they all meet to do the road trip. Hazel invites them to spend the last 2 weeks of summer in Mexico at Shaggy's house so they can party and get the van since it needed to be painted, which Shaggy went all out for. Hazel is kind of his favorite. Anyway, I love Arya, but tell me what you all think in the comments. And let's move on to HBO Fred, cause yeah, we gotta talk about him. Fred, poor sweet Fred. Mystery Incorporated has truly made me love Fred, and I can't see him any other way. Like, dude's 100% himbo energy, and I'm here for it. And honestly, I don't think any version of Fred can compete. However, it would seem, and that's a very reluctant seems, that HBO's Fred was also trying to do the himbo thing, yet was also trying to make us hate him in the process, which I'm sorry to say, did not work. Like, himbos and bimbos are designed to make us like them, so even though this Fred was basically written to be the bad guy everyone dumps on for being rich and white, it didn't really work in making the audience hate him. Like, I've seen a lot of reviewers talk about how they didn't mind Fred or actually liked him, to which I agree. Like, he's a bad character, yes, but he's the best one out of everyone, minus Gigi. Like, some of his jokes I did laugh at, and he wasn't nearly as mean as the others were. Plus, he kind of actually went through a character arc, which I find super weird because everyone else was back at square one. Like, even though at the end he is seen fighting with the group, he still kind of weirdly had an arc, if that makes sense. And side note, I also think his VA did a pretty good job. I actually feel like he was trying to act. You know, like, he wasn't doing his normal voice. He was doing a couple different ranges, whereas everyone else just sounded like themselves. Mindy sounded like Mindy, the other two sounded like them. It's just like, why are you even here if you're not even gonna try? I wish more celebrities would have like Jack Black energy where they would actually try voice acting instead of just talking like themselves. But the fact that he was trying, I do commend him for. Now, as for the design, it's not bad and actually looks pretty up to date, unlike Daphne. It's kind of what I wish they did with Norville, like still have it closely resemble the OG, yet make it different. Though again, it's still just the OG outfit, which isn't 100% totally bad, but with how much they kept saying this was going to be a different Scooby-Doo, I expected more. Like again, the concept art is so good. Is it a little on the nose for the popular guy? Yeah, but at least it's something different. Also, I personally love this hairstyle more. Don't get me wrong, I do actually like the hairstyle that they ended up with, but this one I feel is a little bit more, I don't know, fun. But still, anyway, Fred's outfit isn't bad. Again, it's still just the OG, but I like the added belt and the rolled up jeans. That's pretty popular right now. And the half sleeves. Though the ascot is ridiculous, I like the fact that his family is rich because of them, which makes sense for him to wear it and is a nice callback to the OG Fred. However, what the fuck is up with his shoes? Like, what kind of shoe is that? Why yellow? Just why in general? There's tons of fancy trendy shoes to pick from, so why those? Ugh. Anyway, shockingly enough, I don't mind Fred. I think he was a good enough character and was actually easy to watch compared to everyone else, which is weird because Norville wasn't that bad, but for some reason I just couldn't with him. But whatever. Like, weirdly enough, this Fred, I'm 50-50 with. Like, the design isn't ugly, the design isn't old and boring, you know, he's like slightly in the middle of where I would like him to be. So I can't say anything too negative, which is really weird to say about HBO's Velma, but here we are. But enough of HBO's Velma. Let's just move on to Fred's spiritual successor. Meet Ryan Zhong. Again, I hope I said that right. Fred's spiritual successor. He's got big himbo energy, but is emotionally smart and is often the shoulder to cry on, along with giving great advice. He's also considered the mom of the group. I kind of based him around Steve, Edric, and Soren, personality-wise. Like, they're all my favorite himbo boys. Yes, I'm counting Edric as a himbo. It's just how I see him. Anyway, Ryan's major is nutrition, but more for fun than like Gordon Ramsay level. He also has a job teaching a kids swim team at the local community center. And speaking of swimming, Ryan has been in training to join the Olympic swim team. I'm still not 100% on how all the Olympic stuff works. So if this was ever a show, I'd really need a research team because I want to make sure he can do it the way that I'm thinking. Either way, I really want Ryan and Hazel to be co-team leaders of the group because even though they're both goofy and a lot of people just see them as dumb jocks, they weirdly know how to take charge and get shit done. Also, side note, the cast is part of the LGBTQ community. Hazel is demi-romantic, Ethan is bi, Arya is still figuring it all out, and Ryan is gay. He does have a boyfriend, but things aren't going so well. So I'd love to do a will they, won't they with him and Ethan. Not sure what the final outcome would be, but I do know I want the cast to date outside the group, along with having breakups, because another thing I'm kind of tired of seeing is characters get together and never break up, and then end up married later on in the future, or if they do break up, they get right back together, which sure is sometimes the case in most relationships, but seriously, what 12 to 13-year-old dates their middle school partner forever? Like, low-key, I'd be married to probably the worst guy ever if I did that. Sorry, guy I dated in middle school. I didn't know I was aro ace at the time, but you were also kind of a dick. Anyway, I want the relationships to feel more real and less like a fantasy where you find your soulmate young and that's it. Like, because that's just so believable, right? Sorry, got off topic. Anyway, for Ryan's design, I went heavy with the Beach Boy look. I think mostly because it's hot as hell right now here in Texas. Like, I could get a sunburn for just standing outside for about 10 minutes. But anyway, I gave him a bucket hat because 1, they're coming back, and 2, I just think they're neat. I then put him in a matching cropped blue jean shirt thingy. I never know what these are called because I know they're technically button-ups, but a lot of the time people just wear them open, so I'm not entirely sure what they're called. But it has front pockets and like those old school patches you used to see on mechanics jumpsuits. And then a simple blue and light blue striped shirt and 80s short shorts, because I mean, come on. And then lastly, orange socks with simple tennis shoes. I didn't add any other secondary colors except for the brown fanny pack, which I probably could have made orange, but I didn't want the orange to overpower everything else. Orange and blue I feel work best when they're less even, you know, like more blue, less orange, less blue, something like that. Because trying to do 50-50 with blue and orange just ends up looking weird. Later on, you'll see I darkened his skin tone. I thought I had it dark enough to show he's outside a lot more, since he loves the beach, but my friend told me I should go a bit darker, which I'm pretty happy with. I also really put a lot of Steve Harrington into this character by adding moles all over his body. I'm still on my steady kick, that's Steve X Eddie, and it's influenced a lot of my work lately. As for his hair, I went with the anime pudding style, and if you get the reference, you get a star. But yeah, his hair is bleached, and no, it's not like Hazel's where they do that as a tradition. I just like the style. Plus, if this was a show, his roots could show the passage of time, till eventually he gets a whole new hairstyle. I kind of want to do like the Owl House, where every so often the cast gets new everyday outfits, you know, for growth moments. Anyway, though, I'm running out of steam, and I'm trying to speed run as fast as I can. But I am super duper in love with what I've made, and I'm happy to see what they actually look like now after so many years. Like, it's so funny to have thought about these characters for so long and now see them all lined up together. But don't worry, Scooby and the Mystery Van will have their own video right after Millie and Loona's redesign video. That's right, they're going to be dropping together, mostly because they have a lot of similarities design-wise. Anyway, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and me. I hope you all have a super fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.